Good evening, everyone. This is Manoj Sharma from NLP. I would like to talk about something that is known as limits in our 11th class, and this is seems to be a difficult topic once you don't know the concepts. As soon as you know the concepts and know the techniques how to solve the questions, then it is most easier and easy to score. Now I'll start with the topic. This is the subtopic basically of the limits that is known as T limits, that is trigonometric limits, and the formula involved are limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x, which is 1. Second formula is limit x tends to 0 cos x, that is going to be 1. Now limit x tends to 0 tan x equals to 1. Now I have to keep in mind these three formulas, and I'll be moving further with these kind of things. Taking into account like how to simplify this particular question, if we have sine 5x upon x. Now ideally I have to see that x is now associated with the 5x. Previously it was x and x. So I need 5x in the numerator, that is there. So denominator 5x is required. So what we are supposed to do, if I multiply denominator by 5, it becomes 5x. But what about numerator? I have to do the same. Just marking it up. Now since it is now sine 5x upon 5x, I have to take this 5 outside because limit has nothing to do with the constants. So this is sine 5x upon 5x. The nature of this limit is same as limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x, and this is nothing but 1. So it is going to be 5 into 1, that is simply the 5 is the answer. Now what to do if there is intermixing of the limits? By intermixing I mean that if I have a question like this, limit x tends to 0 sine 5x upon sine 3x, then what should I think of? I should think of that limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x. Here x is missing, and there are two type of sine with the different angles, sine 5x and sine 3x. So I treat it as a two different questions. For this I'll do sine 5x and divided by limit x tends to 0 sine 3x. Now moving further, I need x so that I can apply the limit. Now it is limit x tends to 0 sine 5x. For making it 1, I have to divide it by 5x and I have to multiply by 5x. Further moving on to this, limit x tends to 0 sine 3x, similar pattern 3x 3x, quite easy enough. Now you can cancel this xx in the initial phase, but wait for some time. Let's see how to do this. Now taking into account, I just follows the Britishers policy that is known as divide and rule. So I am basically dividing this question into smaller part so that you can deal them individually. That is limit x tends to 0 sine 3x upon 3x multiplied by limit x tends to 0 5x 3x. Now you can cancel this in this phase it gives better understanding. Now you can apply the standard formula of sin x upon x, which is 1. So final answer is 5 by 3. Now moving on further, this can be similar case if we have a question like limit x tends to 0 tan 4x upon tan 3x. I'll give you a hint, the answer is going to be a 4 by 3. You have to divide, you have to make it with the standard formula, that is limit x tends to 0 tan x upon x is 1. Similarly, I can apply this formula to another set of limit, that is tan 3x upon sine 5x. Answer will be 3 by 5. Same pattern you are doing the things. Moving on to further, that if we have a question where we are using something which is indirect, limit x tends to 0 1 minus cos 2x upon x square. Now trigonometry gives us the root for this. Now 1 minus cos 2 theta is nothing but 2 sine square theta. Instead of that, I can write 2 sine square theta. Moving on to the above question, we have x tends to 0. It is 2 sine square x upon x square. Although there is no need to elaborate, but the thing is, sine square x can be written as sin x, which you know it very well, sin x. You can use different limits, but even one limit will going to have the same impact. Now sin x upon x is 1, sin x upon x is 1. So this is all done. I will be further moving with the questions in my assignments, and we will see that how to solve these kind of questions. Now dear friends, if you see the two questions of my assignment, one is this, one is this. Let's see how they are correlated and how they are correlated with my previous questions. If I am taking, this is question number 19. This question number 19 is limit x tends to 0 tan x minus sin x upon sine cube x. Now this gives me a fair idea that this question is a bit different from the other ones. Let's see. Now let me have a preview of my knowledge, that is limit x tends to 0 sin x upon x, which was 1. Now I could see this sine cube x. I can simplify this, seems to be easier, but sine cube x is troubling me out. So let's handle this first. It is tan x minus sin x. It is sine cube x upon x cube into x cube. What I am doing? Trying to do sin x upon x, which is 1. Now it is like this, tan x minus sin x whole upon x cube. Now you see I have reached to this particular question, question number 20. Obviously some electronic board have some x cube is bit tilted, but electronic board have these kind of things which are a bit problematic, but in a short span of time we'll overcome with these kind of problems. Now it seems to be simpler. Now we have no direct limit because tan x upon x cube, no limit. Sin x upon x cube, no limit. So let's see how to handle this particular question. So as we know the information we have from the 10th class that tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta. So I am going to write it like this, sin x upon cos x minus sin x, and Since space is less, I am writing x cube over here. Now limit x tends to 0. If you take out sin x common, it is 1 by cos x minus 1. Again, I am writing x cube as x into x square. This gives me a fair idea that in next step I am going to make it as 1. So in the next limit I am dividing into two questions. This is sin x upon x, because more smaller the question is, more easier to understand. Now again, limit x tends to 0. It is 1 minus cos x whole upon x square into cos x. Now this is alone, this is a direct limit. Now let's see how to further simplify this. Now in the previous limits formula I have mentioned limit x tends to 0, cos x is going to be 1. So if I am going to apply over here, and sin x upon x is 1. 1 into limit x tends to 0, 1 minus cos x upon x square into again limit x tends to 0, 1 upon cos x. I have not directly put the limit so that you should be able to understand. Now previously I have told you 1 minus cos 2 theta is 2 sin square theta, but we have a type like 1 minus cos theta. It is going to be an half angle formula. So I'll be applying this in my this question. Limit x tends to 0, it is going to be 2 sin square x by 2 upon x square, and this limit, the next one is going to be 1 upon 1, which is finally the 1. Now we have sin square x by 2. I am taking this 2 outside. Limit x tends to 0, sin x by 2 upon x again into limit x tends to 0. Although there is no need for these kind of simplifications, but again this gives us a good confidence that we can break out higher level questions to the lower level questions. Easy to understand, easy to apply the concept. Now it is 2 into limit x tends to 0, sin x by 2. Angle I cannot change, but this denominator I can change. I can multiply by 2. Similarly, limit x tends to 0, 2 sin x by 2, same x by 2. Now this is sin x upon x, this is again sin x upon x. These two I'll take outside here. So it is 2 cross 2 cross 2 into limit x tends to 0, so sin x upon x is 1 when x tends to 0. It is 8 into 1, which is finally 8. So here we end up with these kind of questions. Any sort of questions you have a problem, I think this can be easier way to understand the things. Thanks a lot. Good morning everyone. This is Manoj Sharma from LPS NLP PGT Mathematics. I am here to describe some of the things which students face during solving of limits. So for solving of limits, I have basically marked this limit as algebraic limits. You have seen that I have marked these questions. These questions more or less belongs to the same category, and you can see a square root in all the questions. Now how to solve? If I take this question number 7th, which is the most easiest one, it is limit x tends to 0, x under root 1 plus x minus 1. Now, as a previous knowledge, you know, if we have a limit x tends to 0 to x, we simply put 2 into 0, it is simply 0. But in algebraic limits, if you put this as a direct limit, you will get a format of the type 0 by 0, now which is not defined. Now ideally limit has to be defined. Now to define this limit, we have limit x tends to 0, x under root 1 plus x minus x. We need to rationalize it. Now in the older classes you have seen that we have rationalized this by the same number. Only thing is that we have a sign which are being changed. Now in the denominator we'll use a formula which is of type a minus b, a plus b, and which is equal to a square minus b square. Now limit x tends to 0 will be, now numerator we cannot solve much, it has to be ideally like this. I'll tell you the reason why we are keeping numerator like this. In denominator it is 1 plus x a square minus b square. Up to this I have told you that I will tell you in the next step that why we have not multiplied x inside it. Now you'll get the answer here. It is ideally now x under root 1 plus x plus 1 whole upon x. Now this x will be eliminated. Now you are left behind with a simple algebraic limit which need not to be rationalized. Now you can put values now. Now it is limit x tends to 0 under root 1 plus x plus 1. It is 1 plus 1. Finally the answer is 2. While simplifying this, I'll get 6x upon x under root 1 plus 3x plus under root 1 minus 3x. Now in next steps, x is x are going to be cancelled. It will remain as limit x tends to 0, 1 upon 6 into 1, 1 plus 3x plus under root 1 minus 3x. Now again if you put a direct limit as x as 0, so you will get 6 upon root 1 plus 1, which is 2. Finally the answer is 3. Now this is how we solve these algebraic limits. Yeah, good morning everyone. This is Manoj Sharma, PhD Mathematics, Lovely Public Senior Secondary School, New Lalpur. Today I am going to explain the topic which is treated as most difficult topic, that is limits. And today I'll not only teach you limits, I'll make you understand the whole concept behind that. Previously we have studied some concepts behind the limits, that if we have a limit that is x tends to 2, x square plus 1, we simply put x as 2 and it is 2 square plus 1, which is going to be 5. But what about those limits which you can see here, I have marked in the boxes. Now these are the limits which has something common in between them. Now these limits have a square root either in the denominator or in the numerator. Moreover, if you see, if I put x tends to 0, it is of the type, question is, let me write the question first, it is of the type 0 by 0. If I simply put a value of x as 0 like in the previous question I have done. Now how to solve this, because value has to be there, because this is a graph and value will be definitely coming out. So what we do, we basically See what I am writing? Rationalize the denominator. Now if I see limit x tends to 0, x, it is under root 1 plus x, and you know how to rationalize the denominator in the previous classes. In the 8th or 9th it has been told you have to multiply this with the same number. Only thing is the difference of the sign. It is previously minus, now it has to be plus. Now here we'll be using some formula like a minus b, a plus b, which is going to be a square minus b square. So I am again moving on to the another step. Now here I am not multiplying x inside these terms because there is some reason you'll come to know in the next step. Now a minus b, a plus b is a square minus b square, so under root 1 plus x will be only 1 plus x minus 1. Now if I'll move to the next step, this 1 and this 1 is going to be cancelled, and that was the also reason that why I have not multiplied x inside. So now you simply put x as 0, but prior to it let me write it as fresh one. If you apply the limits, you will get this as under root 1 plus 0 plus 1, which is finally the answer is 2. So this is first which we have rationalized. If I move to the other questions, I have already made it because during these kind of sessions it is very difficult to erase and get back to the previous questions. If I'll see a question here, I have marked already. This I have marked already. If I'll see a question first, which is limit x tends to 0, we have 1 plus 3x minus under root 1 minus 3x whole upon x. Now again, if I put a direct limit, it will be of the nature 0 by 0. So what I am supposed to do with this? Now in the previous question I have rationalized the denominator. Here what I am going to do, that I will be doing the same thing, but now with the numerator. What I am going to do, it is now if screen size is small, I can enhance the screen size over here. So ideally again in the numerator we have type a minus b, and it has to be, just a second, so this is a square minus b square. It is of the nature 1 plus 3x. Do not forget that minus will change the whole sign. Again in the denominator, I am not going to multiply this x as such. So it is limit x tends to 0. In the numerator we have 6x, because this one and this one is going to be cancelled, and this 3x and minus plus 3x is 6x. Hello everyone, and I am moving now to the next question, which is basically based upon some special kind of functions which is known as mod x. Now if we talk about modulus of x, you know, if I put as minus 2, it will come as 2, and if I put it as 2, it will also come out as 2. Because the definition of modulus x is like this, it is going to be x for all values of x which are greater than or equal to 0, and it is minus x if x is less than 0. Now from here my question start. My question says that whether the limit of x tends to 0 mod x upon x exists. There are two things which are being involved over here. First is the modulus function, and second is whether the limit exists or limit does not exist. So we should have the knowledge of each and everything, that how to handle this question. First of all, we should have a knowledge of mod x. This is basic initial problem. And then whether limit exists, we have a formula that if limit x tends to a minus fx is equal to limit x tends to a plus fx, then only limit exists. Now speaking on this particular format of this modulus function, we have to see that what is limit x tends to 0 minus mod x upon x. Understanding the fact that these kind of limits where a minus and a plus are being involved, this is known as, you know, in your basic, when we were doing this is known as left hand sided limit, and this is known as a right handed limit, and these has to be ideally equal, then only limit exists. Now for this, what I will be doing it, first of all I am making this question is 0 plus mod x upon x. Rest of the pointers we are not concerned, because we have to basically deal only the 0. Now in this we are going to change something which is new, like if we have limit x tends to 0 minus, I am writing it as limit x tends to 0 minus h, where h tends to 0, and similarly here I will be treating it as 0 plus, I will be treating this as limit x tends to 0 plus h, where h also tends to 0. So I hope you will be understanding that now I will be changing only for this particular question, so that the concept should be fully understood by you. So let us moving on to this particular thing, that is limit x tends to 0 minus will be limit x tends to 0 minus h, which is 0 minus h upon h now out of the mod it is going to be, it is also, let me check, this is 0 minus h in the bracket, it is going to be h upon minus h, and this is going to be minus 1. So let's see the right hand sided limit. Now right hand sided limit is, let me write RHL, limit x tends to 0 plus, I am taking it as limit x tends to 0 plus h, it is mod x upon x, it is 0 plus h in the mod, and here it is also 0 plus h, it is going to be h upon h. Now this finally comes out to be 1. Now you can say that here left-handed limit is not equal to right-handed limit. So limit of function x tends to 0 mod x upon x does not exist. This is the crux of the story, that for some examples which involves mod x, we have to use this particular common sense. Then only we are able to sort out this kind of questions. I have also put these kind of questions over here. If I can show you, just a second. I am showing it to you. You have to apply this common sense over here, this particular question. So I hope things are clear to you, and these kind of concepts will definitely give boost up to your basic values, basic mathematics. So all the best. In case of any problem, you can always speak to me. Thanks a lot.